Hello my friends, my name is Harold and welcome to the Sanctum. And in this video we shall be moving on to the next zodiac sign in the series, which is of course the zodiac sign of Libra. And now this is the first sign that we've covered so far that is opposite to another sign. So what I mean by that is we've covered 6 of the other signs from Aries all the way down to Leo, and now we've come to the first opposite on the chart, which is Libra, which is the opposite sign to that of Aries. Now, once again, as I mentioned in every video, when I'm talking about the zodiac sign of Libra, I'm not talking about you specifically. If your sun is in Libra, which means that if the sun was in the position of Libra when you were born, that is your sun sign. I am not necessarily talking about you. I'm talking about the archetypal energy of Libra as a sign itself. So that being said, Libra is the first sign that is opposing another sign that we've spoken about, and that opposition is that of Aries. Now, because Libra is now on the other side, we can see now that there is a space between that first sign, Aries, and the opposite, Libra. So because Libra is the first particular sign that is now creating an opportunity for opposition in that way, there's this idea of, first of all, if two things are in opposition, that can lead to an imbalance or something. So that's why oftentimes, that is one of the reasons why Libra is associated with the balance or the scales, which talk about the measurement of two things that might be equal or might be imbalanced in some way. So Libra has a strong association with bringing things into equilibrium and balance due to the polarity that might lead to one thing going from one side to another. Yeah, so hence why it's associated with the scale, and it rules, first of all, space, because now due to it being the first opposite sign, it's now created the space for more oppositions to take place, as we'll be continuing and you find out over the next few videos. So now Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, right? As well, just like Taurus, it's also ruled by Venus. However, because it's a cardinal air sign, Libra is a cardinal air sign. Once again, cardinal represents the beginning. And of course, air is in the realm of the mind, or the intellectual realm, the reasoning realm, the realm of thoughts. So it is the creation of thoughts, or the beginning of an intellectual process, what we call reasoning. So Libra rules reasoning. Okay. And Libra is the sign associated with relationships and partnerships. Just like for example, the opposite, which was Aries, is associated with the self. Now we're looking at the opposite, we're looking at the other, someone else. Right? So hence why a relationship requires someone else for you to have that relationship. And this can be any form of relationship, from a business relationship, a romantic relationship, a marriage, because Libra rules marriage as well. Any kind of relationship is ruled by Libra because it requires another. And what is useful for a healthy relationship? First of all, there has to be, the two people need to have time to be apart. So there is space involved in a healthy relationship. Also the ability to reason and discuss in that way. So once again, we see that Libra connection there when it comes to relationships. Now also, due to its connection to the balance, so to bringing things into balance, the Libra rules the law, right, or creates law. Libra is the archetypal energy of law. Now, this applies to any form of laws, right? Especially whether it's natural laws or even artificial law. Artificial laws, as in like court laws or the laws of a particular state or country. So this is ruled by Libra because these laws are put in place so that anybody who breaks these laws are kind of breaking the equilibrium and maybe even breaking the peace, because Libra rules peace, which is the opposite of war, which is ruled by Aries, the god of war, whereas Libra rules peace. And in order to keep the peace, Libra creates the laws. And if people break those laws, technically they are breaking the peace. So for that reason, to re-equilibrate that, Libra rules court cases and lawsuits and lawyers. Right? And what do lawyers do? Lawyers, it's a relationship between a particular person who is undergoing a court case, and the lawyer is another who is there to represent that particular person who broke the law, or is or where or that person is being affected by somebody who did wrong upon them in some way, ruining that equilibrium, that balance that was there. So it's about rebalancing that you can see Libra is highly connected to. So you can see that there's this strong idea of legality and law associated with Libra, and hence why marriage itself is a legal relationship in some way. Yes, of course, there's love and all that, but what I mean by that is marriage itself is bound by a particular, law. It's an agreement that has a particular contract associated with it, and there is a lawyer involved. So hence why you can see that Libra is associated with marriage as well. And of course, it's a relationship. So, and it involves another person. So there's the other involved with that too. Now, Libra, because there is now another, also rules mirrors, right? Just like any relationship can be a mirror to someone. There's this idea of the 7 mirrors. I might make a video on that another time, but the kind of mirrors that we meet in our life. And of course, the other, especially in terms of a romantic relationships or a marriage, is a particular mirror to oneself. And if somebody wants to learn more about themselves, they can analyze their own relationships. And if they want to improve their relationships, if they improve themselves, the types of relationships they attract to will begin to increase in that way. So now, when there's a dispute, how Aries tries to rebalance things, or how Aries tries to solve it, is through war, through violence, through fighting, right? Through aggression in that way, which is the opposite of Libra, who tries to do it in a peaceful way. So Libra likes to fight with protests in a peaceful way possible. Right now, of course, if that protest becomes a riot, that's the energies shifting to the opposite pole, which is becoming more Aries in nature. But if it's contained, it becomes a peaceful protest to fight for equality of a particular thing. So equality is, of course, ruled by Libra, bringing things to balance, once again, fighting for equality in a peaceful manner. And even a court case, if somebody steals from another person, a person could break through their door and be violent. That would be the Aries approach. The Libra approach is actually try to negotiate and first of all try to get it back. But then if that's not happening, finding a way to use the law to get justice for what has taken place. So of course, justice is of course ruled by Libra, and of course the tarot card associated with Libra is the Justice card, and you can see why that is the case right now. So due to this, Now, Libra also rules enemies, because that's also a form of relationships, right? And it's, although it's, Libra rules all relationships, whether it's positive or negative. It doesn't judge or give it a certain polarity of positive or negative. And even an enemy is considered a Libran association in that way. So Libra is also now the particular zodiac sign associated with the fall or autumn time, just like all the cardinal signs are. As you said, Aries is spring, Cancer is summer, and now we've come to the next quarter, which is Libra, which is now autumn. In that way, the scales are now tipping from the warmth of spring and summer to now getting a bit cold. It's now the balance is kind of going the other way now, even in terms of the temperature and the seasons, and the leaves are changing color from green to now the really colorful reddish orangish browns coming in, as it's this the seasons are now changing in that way. So now, just like all of the signs, Libra too has a dark side, or a negative aspect. And the negative aspect, it can be very superficial and very judgmental, and even hypocritical, by judging someone for doing something that they themselves are guilty of doing. And of course, once again, I'm not talking about anyone specifically. If you're a Libra, we're talking about the archetypal energies of Libra itself. So there is that hypocrisy element to it. But also, Libra can be sometimes, again, the dark side is that can get so obsessed over equality to the point in which they may go to extreme measures to make sure that equality takes place, to the point in which it may even employ some of the energies of the opposite side, Aries, the more martial, warlike, aggressive energy, to make something happen, to make this particular inequality into equality happen. So it can have that quality that may even lead to harming another or taking extreme measures to make that happen. Right. So, and of course, just like every part of the body that is, so each zodiac part rules a part of the body or organ, Libra rules, first of all, the kidneys, and is also sometimes associated with the ovaries. So I hope that makes sense. That is the zodiac sign of Libra. And if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.